Hello, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. What do cryptocurrencies and the Perth Mint have in common? The answer is that the Perth Mint is going to try to entice investors back into precious metals with a gold-backed cryptocurrency. That's right, Australia's biggest gold refiner, the Perth Mint, is developing its own cryptocurrencies backed by physical precious metals. And before we move ahead with this, some of you may remember me talking about previous precious metals-backed cryptocurrencies, such as silver token and gold money, what was BitGold at one time. But now it looks like there's a bigger game in town with regards to the precious metals that are going to get involved, and something that most people trust, at least I would assume so, and that is Australia's biggest gold refiner. And apparently it's a pretty ambitious plan, which is subject to confidentiality agreement. Will make it easier for consumers to buy gold. The Mint also plans to make use of blockchain technology, first used as a core component of the digital currency Bitcoin, where it works as a public ledger for transaction. In the 10 years since its inception, blockchain has been used to track transactions and industries from agriculture to land registration and the music recording industry. For the Perth Mint, the need to bring investors back to precious metals after boom and alternative investments such as cryptocurrencies pose an opportunity, according to the chief executive Richard Hayes. I think as the world moves through times of increasing uncertainty, you're seeing people look for alternate offerings. Mr. Hayes said that the volatility of some of the current cryptocurrencies meant they just are not suit for all investors, and that is where a gold-backed offering may fit. With a crypto gold or crypto precious metals offering, what you will see is that gold is actually backing it. And also the Royal Mint, I believe, is also exploring this idea as well. So we'll have all the benefits of something that is on a distributed ledger that settles very, very quickly. I beg to differ on that account. That is easy to trade, but is actually backed by precious metals. So there's actually something behind it, something backing it. And most digital currencies have no physical backing and are transferred from peer-to-peer via a computer. Mr. Hayes said that made the prospect of offering a crypto gold product even more exciting and possibly a world first. Well, if that is, the Royal Mint doesn't beat them to it. He said that the aim was to provide a transparent offering that would allow investors to buy and sell with confidence, knowing the products they were buying were completely traceable. Mr. Hayes said the beauty of the blockchain was that the products investors were buying were managed on a ledger or system that was almost incorruptible. These are very exciting developments. It's cutting-edge technology, he said. There's a number of offerings out there that use standard blockchain as the underlying record-keeping system, but many of those are not actually gold-backed. So you're relying on the actual blockchain technology itself. So there's nothing in terms of cryptocurrencies that actually back the currencies themselves. If you use the precious metals to back something on blockchain, or something that is allied to blockchain, it means its intrinsic value, unlike the offerings from Bitcoin and Ethereum, which really rely on everyone believing there's something behind it. He says that blockchain is here to stay. The pricing of the cryptocurrency Bitcoin has fluctuated greatly in the past month, at one stage losing almost 40% of its value before recovering slightly. However, Mr. Hayes believes the technology behind cryptocurrency, blockchain, was here to stay. Mr. Hayes said the security aspect of blockchain technology worked well with other elements in the Mint's forwarding prospects. He said the desire to trace gold from mine site to processing and end consumer fitted well with the blockchain principles. Well, I would disagree with that. Anything digital, it seems these days, will certainly evolve and shift and become better. Graph is the latest technology where there's nothing built upon it yet, but apparently it's much more efficient. It takes much less energy. It's much faster. And so I disagree with him about blockchain. I believe blockchain is a dying technology based off of how I've heard it described, and based off my recent experience, by the way, as well, which I don't think is fully related. When I bought cryptocurrencies, it takes 8 days to process. Some of that could be with regards to the bank and the transfers and stuff there, but good grief, that's just insane that it would take that long. It's also about making gold more accessible. Over the past 18 months, the Perth Mint has introduced an online trading platform that allows consumers to purchase the precious metals at all times of the day and night. The introduction of a crypto gold product would increase the accessibility of gold by consumers. As far as the Perth Mint is concerned, gold has certainly become far more accessible to the ordinary man in the street. We certainly try to make it easier and easier, Mr. Hayes said, within reason, for people to access precious metals. This would just be another way for them to do it. Mr. Hayes said that while a date for launch of the blockchain allied products has not been set, he expected the next 12 to 18 months would result in significant movement in that direction. And of course, by then, blockchain can be past history. I think as more people get involved with the blockchain technology and the more energy it takes to do it, to transact, I think it's going to cause more problems. I know some of these other cryptocurrencies are being developed with slight modifications with the forks and the like, but I think when you have something like Hashgraph or another backing, that's going to propelled to the front of the lines. Doesn't mean they can't take advantage of it, but it's also got to be accepted. It's got to be on the network and on the other types of things. So it's anybody's guess to see how that will end up as the terms of the blockchain. I know a lot of people are expressing confidence in it and its acceptance, but I think that with emerging technologies changing as quickly as they are, it may be one of those options that could die just as easily as MySpace died, or Bitcoin could die, and some other cryptocurrency could take its place. We shall see. I'm sure it's a lot more complex than how I'm presenting it. There's certain aspects of blockchain that may be useful, but nonetheless, it is quite interesting to see yet another major mint announce their purpose to use blockchain technology and cryptocurrency to tie it into gold. And of course, they mentioned that it will be traceable, and that's another thing that may concern some people that buy precious metals. Of course, when any of us buy them online, well, they're traced. That's just a matter of fact. Whether you use cash or an e-check or credit card or what have you, it's all traceable. And Bitcoin as well, because there's a record of that there, and they have it, and they'll go with it. But what are your thoughts? It's quite an interesting that the Perth Mint is now in this game, and we shall see what happens. I think it's just a matter of time before you see governments, other mints around the world get involved in the technology in one way or the other, and or they'll regulate it in one way or the other. Either way, it's a fascinating story. Post your thoughts below about the Perth Mint's foray into the cryptocurrency and being able to accept it as a form of payment or transact it and have a gold-backed cryptocurrency out there. So I'd like to extend the multitude of gratitude to y'all for watching and encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe. Sorry for the wind. The wind kind of picked up a bit and appears I have been swept away. But I can't help but wonder if there is some power in this coin, because somehow I have developed this keen ability to actually fly. So very, very nice indeed. and I have a feeling that that power may diminish once this coin starts the milk spot. But until then, I'll just enjoy the scenery up here and float around. Very, very nice. Here's a closer look at the piece. Yes, zooming in and out, or that's just my eyes here as I fly through the sky here. Very nice day indeed to do it. So I hope I can land. We shall see.